Hi Taurus, welcome to your August 2025 Taroscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. I just want to say a massive thank you so much. So these are for your Sun, Moon and Ascendant sign. Watch them for all three or the one that resonates with you the most, but they are for all of the Tauruses, Sun, Moon and Ascendant. So with that said, if you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you. And if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, if you should so choose, and this resonates, hit that subscribe button. With that said, I am about to disappear. Dun 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 dun, he says. All right, so for your before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So I'm going to pop these to the side. That will be for shortly. Oh, I think I completely forgot to pull an extra card for Aries. Oh no. So I'll have to pin that in the comments. So for your key to the month this month, you have the Hanged Man, right? So slow and steady is really going to win the race for you over the course of this month. That's one of the first sort of greatest messages that I can give you. The other thing that I want to say to you is, remember with the Hanged Man, this is about going within, and it's also about surrender. So whatever is unfolding in your life at this moment in time, whatever is going to come up in all of these different areas of life, your message is that surrender is really what's going to get you to go, is going to help you reach your destination with time, effort, and energy to spare. One of the things that I love about this card is it often says, if you are able to detach from the outcome and to really leave it be, or to not try to steer things in a certain specific direction, you tend to end up at the destination that you're hoping for anyway. And sometimes the message behind the Hanged Man is, what's the easiest or the best way to get to where you're going is to literally do nothing, right? To just stand back, to observe, and let the current of life take you where it needs to take you. They say a rolling stone gathers no moss, and I kind of feel like one of the reasons that's so pertinent is because we can go through life like that. There's nothing to say that you can't. But if you do go through life that way and you don't gather any moss, it's also the same as not gathering or gaining any experience on the journey that is life, right? That can't necessarily always be a good thing. For your actions and options, you have the Emperor with the Hanged Man. So this month, you are being invited to step back into your self-sovereignty. And sometimes the best way to do that is really to bring your focus back to what you can control, which in this life, in this world, the only thing that we are ever truly in control of is ourselves. And so there's a reminder here that the best action that you can take this month is to really get back to the heart of who you are, to bring your self-sovereignty, to bring your personal authority back into alignment of, being in your own hands. The other thing with the Emperor card, it can represent a powerful or authoritative person in your life. And because this is in your actions and options, which is about what you do, this is about reminding you that you are a spiritual sovereign, that you are a sovereign being, that in some way, shape or form, you are the master of your own fate. And even as the master of your own fate, sometimes the best thing for you to do with that mastery, with that command, with that energy, is to sit your backside still and do nothing. Right? And I can tell you that has been one of the hardest lessons for me to learn in my life. So I don't sit here on a soapbox, kind of pretending that it's really easy or anything like that. I'm just telling you that these are the messages that are coming through. Now, in terms of the options that are available to you, that Emperor card suggests that you could be dealing with an institution. This could be a school, a college, it could even be a legal body of some sort. The Emperor tends to represent represent, it can be police officers, etc., but it's usually like the smaller governing bodies that make up the larger governing bodies, if that makes sense. So you could be working with or alongside legal houses, oh gosh, what are they called, ombudsman, insurance companies, etc., all of those kinds of things. Now, in terms of your communications and conversations, you've got the Lovers card. So big card straight away, 2 for 2 out of the major arcana. One of the things that I will say, remember the Lovers card is love, relationship, partnership. If you are single, I would not be surprised if you meet your partner through your work. Over the course of this month, I think a lot of you could connect with somebody, those of you that are single, of course. I think a lot of you could connect with somebody who maybe on the surface you're kind of like, okay, yeah, they're really good looking, but I work with them, so, that's probably not going to happen. And that's kind of it. It's like, you don't really think too much about it. You meet them, yes, there's an attraction, but you're like, no, we work together, keep it professional, is what it is, and then you're done, right? And then all of a sudden, it's like, more than that kind of starts to develop. Now, obviously, we do have a Mercury retrograde going on, so that's something to keep in mind. On top of that, you've got the Hanged Man card, which says observe. Surrender to the current, right? Just be present, listen to what's being said, observe the emotions that are flowing between you, but don't necessarily take it any further than that. Now, the Lovers card also represents choice, choosing between this and that, and also the balance between the two hemispheres of the brain or two opposing forces. So when it comes to communication in general, it's likely that you are going to be choosing or having to navigate two very different options, paths, or even sets of people that you're having to really kind of work with or alongside in some way. For those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, this could literally be that you are loving your studies. Maybe you connect with somebody through your studies that you're really into. Again, just observe. Now is a time for observation, not necessarily action. Another way that this could also show up as well is if you're studying, maybe at this time you find a new level of love for your subject in a way that you really didn't expect to before. And it's like through that love, you become more of a master at what you do. That really doesn't do justice to what I'm seeing in my head, but it's the words that I have. For those of you that are employed by somebody else, you might be really surprised this month if a lot, and I feel like a lot of the Taurians that are both employed and those that are business owners, I feel like you've had a little bit of a run where maybe you haven't really felt so noticed or so sort of celebrated, etc. And this kind of feels to me like you maybe have a moment where some kind of adoration, celebration, some kind of love, some kind of highlight about how your support has helped other people or the organization, etc., comes forward, and you're like, oh wow, I thought nobody even noticed anything that I did, and here I am getting praise in a way that really makes me feel quite good and potentially quite special. So I love this for you, and again, you get there by doing nothing. That's not to say that you can sit on your couch and eat chocolate and wait for the accolades to come in. It's more a case of don't chase the accolades, don't chase the praise, just keep doing what you're doing because it's already on its way into you. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, same kind of thing. I feel like this might be either a big fish client or somebody that has seen your growth that comes forward and says, look, you have really, really come through leaps and bounds, and it's really, really amazing to see. All right. And then for those of you that are retired and no longer working, this is you working on your marriage. If you're partnered, married, or in a long-term commitment, I think this is you working on that. If you're single, I think a lot of you will be working on changing that. It's like you're open to this idea of living a different and a better, more connected life or experience. For your wow, this is a love month, right, Taurus? It's all about the love, it's all about the heart, it's all about the relationships. Partnerships, relationships, connections, interactions. For those of you that are single, whoever you're connecting to, it will feel like a soul bond. It will feel like you have known them before. Now, it is the Two of Cups, right? Two of Cups basically says there is potential here for this to become true love. It's just a seed, right? This isn't to say straight away there's soft focus and fireworks and you two running across the beach into each other's arms. That's me and Jason Momoa, I'll have you know. Uh, of course, Raf, the Delulu is strong today. Um, Jokes aside, the Two of Cups is it's partnership, connection, it's interaction on a love sort of level, but this is like the seed of that love where there is already true connection. You add to that then the Hanged Man, and this is powerful. And the reason it's so powerful, I believe, is because the Hanged Man is a very spiritual energy. And so when this shows up with the Two of Cups, this combination usually represents what we would call spiritual love. The fact that the Lovers card is right next to this as well. Look at this triangle, right? So there's that part of it. The other part of it is Neptune is currently retrograde, right? And when Neptune goes retrograde, the veil, the curtain, the illusions that we have usually lived under or that we haven't seen, etc., they tend to fall away. So even with the Mercury retrograde that we've got this month in the sign of Leo, I think you are seeing things that much clearer in love than you would have before. Now, for those of you that are partnered, married, or in a long-term commitment, especially if the relationship has had challenges, this is where things really start to improve because there is an understanding of who this person is, who you are at a soul level. And it's also like a really deep insight into, okay, you know what? This is my person and this is how we are going to proceed. It's like you're able to open up the right kind of dialogues that really create change, and also highlight the fact that there is real support within the relationship. I love this. I absolutely love it. What a month, right? I wouldn't be surprised as well if some of you are getting engaged at this time. Now, before we get into your money and materials, I do want to remind you, you can sign up to my mailing list. If you're not on my mailing list, why not? You get 3 weekly emails, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I talk about things in my email list that I don't talk about anywhere else. So you'll have goodies, discounts, and all kinds of things that I don't put anywhere else. And I also want to remind you that on the 3rd of August, I have a webinar. I launched this a while back, so if you haven't seen it, I don't know what you've been doing. But I'm hosting a webinar, which is Tarot for spell work, spiritual work, and magic. I'm going to show you how to turn your tarot deck into a tool, into a wand for you to manifest and create things that you truly desire. There's a link in the description box below, so make sure you check it out. And with that said, let's have a look at what's going on with your money. You've got the Page of Pentacles. This is a fresh start when it comes to your resources. This is you starting something over. And the reason I love this is because it's like you're learning on the job, but you're accepting that part of it's going to be intuitive, part of it's going to be practical. The Page of Coins or the Page of Pentacles is a lovely card for money because it usually represents new projects, ideas, or endeavors, and sometimes even side hustles that really have the potential to go all the way. Grounded, steady, practical progress is what unfolds here. And with that Hanged Man there, it's kind of saying that actually this isn't really about hard work, it's more about smart work. When it comes to when it comes to your physical health and vitality, this card always says to me that one of the greatest things that you can do for your health, especially with the Hanged Man here, is to really think about what you are doing in those small moments on those practical levels. What are the building blocks that you are putting in, right? So basically this is kind of a message to say what you're doing on a daily basis in those small moments is how you got to where you are in your physical health and vitality journey. Does that work for you? If not, then this is a time for you to really lean in. August is a month for you to really examine your habits. And then once Mercury goes direct, implement the new ones. And then finally, when it comes to your home and environment, for a lot of you, this could literally be like a change of home or a changing around of the home. For a lot of you, I actually see you doing house blessings, house cleansings, lots of shifts, lots of changes, lots of, maybe even for some of you, this is like redecoration and things like that. All in all, this looks to be a really wonderful month for you guys, and I can't wait to hear in the comments how it shapes up. With that said, if you want to get a personal reading with me, you can do so on the link in the description box below. With that said, take care, and I'll see you soon.